Hey guys, Coach Kurt. So this video, I'm calling it my knife, stick, and gun club video. It's the basic self-defense, and when I say basics, we're talking raw defense against a gun, a knife, and a stick. Defending yourself, disarming the bad guy's weapon. And I am telling you, the only time you would want to do this is if you absolutely have to. You know, or you feel in your gut that regardless if you give this person your wallet or not, their intent is just to kill you, or you just see that crazy in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? I am not advocating in any way, shape, or form that you would just do this willy-nilly. And if you are going to do this, if you are going to disarm somebody, all successful disarms that you've seen in all the videos of real-life encounters, the person who was the victim that was disarming the bad guy did so with extreme prejudice, with 110% drive and ambition to disarm that individual, with speed, audacity, and athleticism. You're not just like, I think I'm going to try this. No, you have to give it 100%. So, without any further ado, let's take a look at what I've got. Clearly, we are starting with firearms. This is one of the techniques that I've learned and or teach. It's a straightforward technique. I enjoy this technique because it works on both sides, depending if the bad guy is right-handed or left-handed, and you can practice this technique, and regardless of which direction you go or which hand they're carrying the gun in, it seems to work. Again, I don't count on anything 100%. It's the audacity and aggression of the motion that usually carries the day. So in this, you see that he's got the gun, he's pointing it at me, and I'm doing this in steps. I'm obviously, first things first, you want to get out of the way, and then I'm grabbing the gun. So you're getting out of the way and you're grabbing the gun, and then you're creating a fulcrum on the other side. Now, you would do all that at the exact same moment. I'm demonstrating it in separate motions. This isn't anything new. You've seen this disarm before. And again, the trigger guard can break the finger of the bad guy. The practice gun that we're using, I actually cut off the plastic trigger guard so it's safer to train with, so somebody doesn't accidentally get their finger broken while training. And I'm using the gun as an impact weapon once I take it away. Now, and sometimes it's taught that the gun is then used against the person. The problem with that is you don't actually know the condition of the firearm. Is it a fake firearm? Is there a round in the chamber? By disarming the individual, did you cause a malfunction in the weapon? And then a lot of people practice clearing that malfunction. Now, this is Taijutsu, so hopefully you have your own weapon. I would suggest if you're a cop with your own weapon, you would use your own weapon and not the bad guy's weapon. So let's talk about edge weapon, knife defense. It's an ugly situation. Generally speaking, you're going to get cut. I mean, is it possible you're not going to get cut? Yes, but let's just count on the fact you're going to get cut. Now, what you just saw was your typical Hapkido, Taijutsu defense, Aikido defense, using Kotegaeshi defense. It's not that that couldn't work or wouldn't work. It's just I don't believe in using those type of techniques where you're trying to snatch something out of the air, because it's been my experience from videos and watching live situations and actually being involved in self-defense situations myself as a cop, that things are pretty chaotic. And so I believe in framing the knife. You see that I've framed the bad guy's arm above the elbow or on the elbow. I'm using that excessively aggressive forward motion. I'm using my head as a third point of contact, but I'm not overextending. And my other hand, in this case my left hand, is either framing low or it's grabbing the wrist. I prefer the frame. Grabbing sometimes can fail you. The thing is people are slashing, cutting, stabbing. You don't know where the knife is coming from. So know and understand that framing is usually, it's a better gross motor skill situation. Here's that Kotegaeshi I was telling you about. The problem is, like I said, people generally don't actually attack like that. They slash, they cut, they stab on more of a downward angle or a circular angle. And this is why I like the frame defense, where I defend from getting inside the arm, because the arm is on my outside. I am securing the arm with an overhook or an underhook, depending on where the knife is coming from, high or low. And then I try to do an arm pass and get to the outside. And then there's plenty of opportunities for your temiwaza knees and elbows as well. And I try to do some kind of takedown. Generally speaking, I don't necessarily try to disarm the knife. Again, Taiho Jitsu. So I have my own weapons to go to. I might use my firearm. I teach for civilians to just run away. And if you're wondering what that bulge is in my shirt, that is a practice gun. That was what we were using in this session. See here, I'm saying you run away. But if you have a firearm, then you could use your firearm to either hold them, arrest them, or if they're getting up with a gun or knife again, then you defend yourself. I'm advocating that you move, because this is how they would actually see how I'm doing those quick little slices. I see a lot of that whenever you watch the video. It's quick slicing, going for your major arteries on the neck, the under the arms, between the legs, on the legs. You see how I'm cutting the different angles. This is how you have to defend against a knife. It's rare. Again, it does happen. And it's not that you can use like a Kodagaishi or some kind of Aikido, Hapkido, traditional Taiho Jitsu technique to defend yourself. You could, but it's usually not going to come in that beautiful, straight, perfect ski type motion. Ski meaning a straight attack or punch that you would see in Aikido, for example. Again, that's why I emphasize using the framing effect and capturing the arm. It's a gross motor skill. You see this in this demonstration where I'm entangling the arm as best as I can, using the frames, strong frames, and then I'm trying to get to the outside. That is a duck under, that is an arm pass. A lot of it also applies to the basic club defense. Now, here's what happens if you get clubbed and the club reaches the outside versus the inside. Now, see, I'm going to pretend like I'm scared of the weapon. I'm going to shrink away from it, and you're going to get the full blunt attack of this stick or club or bat or whatever. So you want to enter. Again, I'm using that frame, that fence, that flinch response I call instinct-based tactics, and you're entering inside his attack. And then you can close down into a overhook or an underhook. And I'm saying if he does a sideways attack, it's still applicable. You just have to be aggressive and enter, attack the attack. If you've done any training in combatives, Krav Maga, a lot of this is the same concept. Maybe looks a little different from what you did if you did Krav, but it's very similar. Basically, audacity and aggression and athleticism, attack the attacker. And I'm, again, going from the inside to the out. I'm usually using an arm pass or a duck under or an arm drag or something. In this case, you see I'm doing a nice strong whizzer overhook, and I'm using a corkscrew takedown, and I'm trying to control the weapon. In this case, I can disarm and use it against him. It's a stick, so it's not like that can malfunction. Or I'm just stripping the weapon and pulling it away. Or he's down, you do some kind of a temiwaza, hit him really hard, turn and run away. And because this is Taiho Jitsu, I use a handcuffing technique. You see that I rolled him over to his stomach, and I'm effecting an arrest. I'm saying go to your bat belt. If you're in law enforcement and you have the tools, use the tools. But guys, a stick can be very devastating if you don't enter. Again, just like everything else, you have to be very aggressive and enter the attack 110%. You are not going to fail in your mind. You have to attack the attack and get inside of the attack. That's where the least amount of damage can happen to you. So this is pretty much it in a nutshell. Again, regardless, I'm using a lot of a temiwaza. The most dangerous attack, generally speaking, is a gun from distance. There's nothing you can do about that. Or a knife in general, because knives, you're just going to get cut, and you got to know that's going to happen. All right, guys, I hope you liked it. Please like, subscribe, and share. And everybody take care and stay safe.
Let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out.